Mama said I'm a paranormal investigator, and I'm like a glitzified. Better recognize it's my go-go juice. That was my Honey Boo Boo impression. Hey guys, my name is Shawn Joyce, and I am here to do my GTN 15-minute biography. I decided to do it today on my iPhone 5, and I wanted to test out its new HD camera, and I'm going to edit it on the new iMovie app thing. So to describe about me, I am working with Paranormal's Raw Truth. I'm the cameraman, film editor, and everything else in between with them, and it's been awesome. I've been having a blast. I've been working with them for the past 2 months, and yeah, it's been awesome. I'm in the works of 3 shows right now. It's Paranormal's Raw Truth. It's my personal TV show. It's called Paranormal Documentaries, Paradox for shorts, and Colorado Paraform. To describe those 3, Paranormal's Raw Truth is just us going into locations, filming it, and showing you guys what we got. Paranormal Documentaries is a show that I'm creating with my best friend Renee, and what we do is we kind of help people, and I don't want to say this incorrectly, but we want to help people with investigating. So pretty much it's a tutorial show on how to investigate. I don't want to refer to myself as a professional paranormal investigator because the sound of that makes me cringe. There's no such thing. But I have a lot of knowledge of technology, and I have a lot of knowledge of utilizing that technology in the field of paranormal. And because of that, I am giving a tutorial show of how to use that technology with paranormal. So this show will be aired later this year, maybe in the early 2013. It really depends. On top of that, I've been working on a show called the Colorado Paraform. I created the Paraform 2 years ago, and with my friend Renee, we discussed how in the field of paranormal, there's no collaboration, like whatsoever. And because of that, we got really sick and tired of it, and so we decided to grab all these investigators, enthusiasts, anybody that wants to be involved in the paranormal. We grabbed them, put them in the same room, and had them share their best practices, their evidence, and everything else. And it's been a blast. We've went to the Elkhorn Lodge and Denver Firefighters Museum, all to investigate with everybody investigating together. And it's been a blast. It's been awesome working with those guys. And every person that I've met in the Paraform, they're just amazing. And the good thing with them is that we helped create new connections, new friendships through it. And so because of that, I wanted to document that in a 6-series documentary series of, how each individual group investigates. So like there's one group, they investigate one way, like for example, there's a group here, Unearthly Paranormal Investigations, I believe that's they're called. Sorry if I got that wrong, girls. It's 2 girls, Renee and Sabrina, and they use more of the metaphysical approach of investigating. And so it's just kind of like documenting how they do that. And then there's another group here in Colorado called Colorado Paratech. Those guys are freaking awesome. They're amazing. They create their own gadgets, their own like EMF pumps, sensors, everything. They're awesome. They've even been mentioned on Ghost Adventurers, My Ghost Story, things like that. They're a great group of guys, and they're based here in Colorado Springs. And so I want to kind of like capture different approaches of people's investigating styles and kind of just make this whole story of how the groups got started and everything. It's going to be awesome. That we're hoping to release that in the mid-2013, so keep an ear open for that. Other than that, my video editing history, I've been really involved with video editing since like 1996. I don't want to tell you guys this story because it's so horribly embarrassing, but I feel like to describe how passionate I am about video editing. And anyway, so when I was like 12 or so, yeah, like 12, I would steal the VCR that was in the upstairs room, and I would take it downstairs where the other VCR was. I would connect them together. And what I would do is I would get the camera that our family had, and I would steal my sister's toys, like anything. And yes, they were Barbies and Cabbage Patch dolls, the works. So what I ended up doing was I created like little TV shows. Pretty much it was just kind of reenacting anything that I saw that day, like Jerry Springer shows, The Simpsons, Three's Company. I even recreated a MASH episode. MASH, the old... Anyways. So I would recreate all these shows, and then I would edit it through the dual VCR and stuff. And yeah, that was my deep dark video editing history. It's our secret. But now, with the technology that we have, I've really been involved working on video editing. I haven't been working so much into creating like big projects or anything. I've recently started doing that ever since I got my camera and got new computers and stuff like that can do those things. But in the past, I've just been working on different miscellaneous small little projects and stuff. So I've been doing this for a long time. However, I've been investigating for quite possibly even longer. I used to live in this house when I was a kid, and every so often the door in my room, to describe it, to give you more description, in my room was right next to the stairs to go upstairs. So I lived in the basement. My room was literally, the wall was next to the stairs, and underneath the stairs was like the water heater, the furnace, etc. And to get into that area was through my room. It was just like this little thin door that had like these weird vents kind of going down it. Anyways, at night, usually around 1 o'clock in the morning, you hear this weird squeak, and you look over and the door's like wide open. And all of a sudden it just slowly closes. And it would freak me out so much. But I would run to my mom and be like, oh my god, the door's closing and stuff like that, and she would never believe me. So I started doing random things like tying like cans to it and stuff, putting things in the way, putting tape on the door so that when it comes up and it closes, the tape would still not be connected. And lo and behold, it was not connected, and you would wake up to the sound of cans and stuff. But that was not good proof for my mother. Of course, what would she do? She'd probably just say, deal with it. But those were the beginning days of my investigating. Around 2002 or so, that's when I started realizing, with all the shows coming out and everything, paranormal's the whole paranormal subject was kind of less taboo, or becoming less taboo. It still is. But because of that, I started researching how to utilize the equipment I have knowledge of in this field. And because of that, I started becoming more involved in groups in the community, things like that. And that's how I ended up meeting Rick with Paranormal's Raw Truth. I joined a group here in Colorado. I investigated with them a couple times, and that's how I met Rick. And unfortunately, there was some drama in side groups. And that's the one thing I've noticed about paranormal groups. There's a lot of drama. A lot of drama. There's a few. Anyways, so that's how I met Rick. And we ended up doing our own little side thing. We investigated together, doing our small things and stuff. And it became really cool. Me and him really clicked, and we started doing a lot of cool projects and stuff like that. And with that, I ended up becoming more involved with the paranormal community, starting a paraforum and stuff like that. And I would have to say, over the years of investigating, the scariest thing that's ever happened to me would have to be, I ended up talking with Rick. Rick ended up making a connection with Frank Sumption, which is the creator of Frank's Box, and he actually lives literally down the street from Rick. And he ended up giving us 100% Frank's Box, and we used it in my house once, and probably 2 weeks later, at the time, I woke up to hearing my dog like barking like crazy, but as she was jumping up to bark, I turned, like I woke up at like 3 in the morning, I turned, and there's this huge black mass standing in my doorway that I've never seen at all in my home. And it freaked the hell out of me. And ever since then, ever since we used that Frank's Box, I've always saw this black mass. So I'd be like staring at the computer monitor, and when the monitor would go black or something, or there's like a black spot, you can see that black mass standing behind me. It used to scare me. I hated it. The best evidence I've had would probably be at the Feed and Grain. The episode that we aired just recently, and this in season 2, that was quite possibly the most craziest evidence that we've ever had, or I've even ever had. You had full intellectual conversations on EVPs that was actually recorded, you know, and then we had a shadow, we had loud clicks and movement, we had people knocking and stuff. That place was awesome, and I have to give a thanks to Jim for that. He let us in, and it was awesome, and I can't wait to go back. And so, Jim Beard, thank you for letting us in, and I can't, like I said, cannot wait to go back. The best location I've ever investigated, I would have to say, would be the Cripple Creek Outlaw Jail Museum and Elkhorn Lodge in Estes Park. That was probably the coolest places I've investigated with. But to close my little 15-minute biography, so to kind of tell you what I have in store for anybody in the paranormal community, I still had plans of working with Rick and Margie for Paranormal's Raw Truth, working on my own TV show with paranormal documentaries. You can find me on Facebook, Shawn Joyce. You can also find me on Twitter. It's Twitter. I'll put a little thing below. It's twitter.com/projectniz. You can follow me on Twitter. I usually give out all my little project ideas and stuff like that, little snippets and stuff like that on there. You can follow us on our Facebook page. It's Paranormal Documentaries on Facebook. Another link right there. Also Kia Studios, which is my little studio company for all of these little projects. I like to kind of, you know, put my little tag behind it. But that's another link right here. But you can also like Kia Studios. We put all of our information out on there. In Colorado Paraforum, if you are in the Colorado area and you are looking for a group, looking for advice or anything, or you just want to investigate and you do not know how to get involved, come to Colorado Paraforum on Facebook and you will see, you know, there's the link again, and connect with anybody in the Colorado area. If you're visiting Colorado and you want, you know, more information about the history, feel free to contact one of us in the Paraforum, and we'll go from there. But anyways, thank you for listening to me ramble on about my life. I have a lot of cool projects in the future, and thanks for Richard and Teresa for putting up GTN. It's been a blast working for you guys for the past few months, and I'm working with you guys more, and hopefully collaborating with anybody else in the field. I've had a great time, and I'm looking forward to more endeavors. So thanks again for listening to me ramble. It's a great time. Anyways, have a great day.